Welcome to Say Yes to Yoga. Can you see my hands? Can I stretch out? Can I turn? Can I bend? Can I kneel? Can you see me? Hi, welcome to Say Yes to Yoga. So today's practice is suitable for beginners, so make sure you are sitting comfortably and just allow your breathing to become regular. Going to begin by just stretching the muscles in the neck, so allowing the chin to dip towards the chest. Hold that for the breath and then lift back up, and then lean over to the right and then back to centre and over to the left. Doesn't matter which side you do first because we're going to do both sides anyway. Back to centre and then just gently lift the chin up till you feel that stretch at the front, and then back to centre. Turning to look over your shoulder, keeping the spine nice and upright. Back to centre and then to look over the other shoulder. And moving back to centre. So going to warm up the ankles, hands either side of the body. Lift up the right foot. You're going to circle the ankle in one direction 3 times and then the other. Then point the toes forward just for 1 moment and back up, and repeat with the left, circling 3 times in one direction and then the other. Point toes forward and back up, and bring the feet down. So then bring your arms straight out, lift the hands, palms facing forwards, gently pull the fingers back, not too much, we're not trying to cause ourselves any injury, and then the other side, and then both at the same time you can bring the fingers pointing down, and then relax the wrists and just gently move them 3 times one way and 3 times the other. Okay, going to come on to our back now and bring our knees into our chest, give them a squeeze, gently rock side to side, massaging your spine, and then bring the feet down, stretch yourself out, nice long stretch, and then bring yourself upright, turn onto your hands and knees, make sure your knees are underneath your hips and your hands underneath your shoulders. Another variation on tabletop is to tuck your toes under, breathe in and lift the knees up and back down. Again, really strong on the arms. Breathe in, lift up, breathe out to come back down. And the third and final time. You can hold this for up to 3 breaths if you wish. And back down. Then relax the feet. Bring your back into an arch, head hanging down, and then curve your spine the other way, looking ahead, bringing shoulders back from the ears, and repeat that twice more. So this is your cat-cow spinal stretch. And the final time. yourself back to neutral and push back on your heels. Lower your forehead to the mat and rest in child's pose. Just take a few breaths here before we bring ourselves to standing. Back onto your hands and knees. So we're going to do what is called hovering cat pose, and it is really strong on the arms and the tops of the feet. So don't worry if it's not for you. Beginning in your tabletop position, breathe in as you bring your knees up off the mat and then bring them back down. Going to do this twice more, so breathe in and then out, and then the final time, breathe in and out. Tuck your toes under, breathe in to push back onto the feet, and then either walk or jump the feet forwards. Slowly bring yourself to standing and roll the shoulders and relax. So make sure you've done your sun salutation, which is on a separate video. Bring your feet as close together as is comfortable. Make sure you're nice and upright. Bend your knees, sink down and bring the arms out. If you can take the arms further up, then do so. So this is your chair position, sometimes called awkward position because it is rather awkward. And just hold this for 1, 2 or maybe 3 breaths if you're feeling strong. Relax the arms and slowly bring yourself to standing. And then take the feet wider than hip width. Turn the toes out slightly. Clasp your hands in front of you, and this is your woodcutter pose. So this is movement along with the breath. So bring the arms right up. Make sure you've taken a deep breath in, and as you exhale you're going to bend the knees and swing the arms down and between the legs. Breathe in to straighten up, breathe out, breathing in and breathing out, and just continue this at your own speed. It's no competition. And then breathe in, stand up, bring the arms out and relax. Bring the feet back together. I'm going to come into a forward fold now. So come towards the front of your mat. Take a deep breath in, reach up, back bend if you wish, and then fold forward as you breathe out. Hands on the floor, so bend those knees as much as you need to. Then take the feet back into your downward dog position. Bring the right leg straight up, toes pointing down. Hold that for a breath and bring the leg down. Now for the left leg, bringing it up, toes pointing down. Bring it down, doing your downward dog. Walk the feet halfway and breathe, and continue to then walk the feet and slowly bring yourself up to standing. Okay, so we've had quite a lot of weight on the arms at the moment. Going to stretch those legs now to take your feet as wide apart as is comfortable. Take your right foot and turn it towards the short edge of your mat. Right knee is bent over the right ankle. Arms come up parallel to the floor. Look ahead over the right fingertips and push forward. And then bring them back, keeping the legs where they are. I'm just checking my arms, making sure they're parallel. And then push forward again. And then you can bring the forearm to the thigh if you wish. You can extend the left hand and look up. If you want to take it further, you can bring the hand down to the mat, looking up at the left fingertips. Remember to keep breathing, and then breathe in to bring the body back up. Relax the arms, straighten the leg, take the back foot and turn the toes 45 degrees inwards. Take the hands to the hips, breathe in, and then as you breathe out, fold yourself over that straightened front leg. You're aiming your chest to your thigh. Then breathe in to bring the body back up. Bend the front knee, making sure that you're really pushing down on both feet. Sink the hips as low as they will go. Bring the arms, fingertips pointing down, and then breathe in as you bring them up and look upwards. Then breathe out to bring the arms back down. Straighten that front leg. Turn both feet so they're facing the long edge of the mat. Hands to hips, toes are now pointing forward. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, you're going to fold forward. So not from the waist, not from here, but from the hips. Okay, so nice deep breath in, and then breathing out. Keep your head and neck in line with your spine. If you need to put a small micro bend in the knees, then do so. You may be able to bring your hands to the floor or even your forearms, depending on how flexible you feel. And just hold this for up to 3 breaths. Breathe in to bring the body back up. So you're using your core muscles to help you lift. Try not to push up off the floor with your hands. Forward fold. Hands clasped behind the back this time. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, hinge the body forward. Nice and slowly. And push your arms up behind you. And advise not to do this if you have a shoulder injury. Just keep the hands by the hips. Breathe in to bring the arms down and the body back up. And then arms by your side, take your left foot and point it towards the short edge of the mat. The right toes are still pointing forwards. Bend the left knee, make sure it stays above the ankle and doesn't fold inwards. And then hips facing the same direction as the toes on the right foot. Bring the arms to parallel and look over the left fingertips. So pushing forward if you can, and then back. Pushing forward once more, and here if you want to extend it you can do. Remember, there's no competition, it's just whatever is right for you. And then breathe in to bring yourself back up, arms parallel, and release the arms. Straighten that front leg, turn the toes on the right foot inwards, 45 degrees. Your hips now turn over that straightened front leg, hands to hips, breathe in, and as you breathe out, fold forwards. And I know I don't feel as steady on this side, you might find the same or the opposite. And then breathe in to bring yourself up, all the while pushing down on your feet. Arms down by your side, push the left knee, mixing up my left and my right. Push the left knee over the left ankle, hips are still facing the same direction as the left foot. Breathe in as you bring the arms up and look up. An alternative is to have the arms straight out if you wish. All depends on how you feel at this moment. Bring the arms down, straighten the front leg, and breathe in to step the back leg forward. So if you've just heard a noise, that's a motorbike going past outside. It's just like being at the community centre, isn't it, with all the traffic? So the balance we are going to do is our tree balance. Standing on the one leg, you come up onto the toes on the other leg, turn the knee so it's pointing straight out to the side at 90 degrees. You can keep the toes on the floor if you wish, or you can bring the sole of the foot up. It can go anywhere from the ankle to the bottom of the knee, or above the knee up towards the thigh. Just don't rest it on the side of the knee, because we don't want to put any extra pressure. Your arms can either be by your side as they would be in mountain pose. You can bring them into prayer position. You can have them stretching out, although that might make you a little bit more wobbly, or you can bring them together above your head. Totally up to you. Just make sure that that knee continues to point outwards, because it's a hip opener. Ooh. And then bring the knee back, release the leg, and of course we have to do the other side. So I think I'll start with my toes on the floor. Make sure your core is engaged, your shoulders are low. Bring the foot up. You're really pressing the toes into the mat on the standing leg. I definitely don't feel as steady on this leg. As you can probably see me wobbling. I think I'll go, oh, there I go. So my tree wasn't so stable that time. So we're now going to do a twist. So your feet are together with a small gap. Breathe in, reach up, and breathe out, bringing the hands forward. Place the right hand on the floor in the middle, on a block if you need to, if you can't reach the floor, and twist the body towards the left, so the left arm points straight up. The right hand should be flat on either the mat or a block, or a blanket, whichever one you're using. Bring the left hand down, swap over, make sure you're still nice and sturdy, and then bring the right arm pointing up towards the ceiling. And down. We're now going to straighten the legs as much as we can and grab opposite elbows, allowing the head to hang. If you want to rock side to side, you can do, or some people just prefer to stay still. Then release the hands, slowly bring yourself up to standing. So we're coming down onto the mat now. So breathing in and then out, taking the feet back. Really push those heels down towards the mat and push the fingertips deep into the mat. Bring the knees down and then either allow the whole body to come down or bring your chest and chin down and then scoop forwards into your snake pose. Keeping a slight bend in the elbows and also keeping the elbows tucked in. A variation of snake pose or cobra pose would be to have your elbows underneath your shoulders and looking ahead, and that means that the back bend is less intense. You can bend the knees if you wish to try and take it a bit further, but remember, just do the level that's right for you. And then bring the body down and stretch yourself out. Hands underneath shoulders, push yourself back into child's pose. Bring the arms either side of the legs. Just taking a few moments here. And then bring yourself back up into tabletop. So we've got hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. And then push back onto your heels into your thunderbolt pose. So just take a few moments here, shoulders nice and relaxed. Then you're going to take your hands to one side and twist your legs around. So your legs are straight out in front of you, your toes are pointing up. Breathe in and then fold forward like a hinge. The hands can either rest below the knees or anywhere towards the feet. And then breathe in to bring the body back up. Bend the knees. So we're going to do a pose now that really uses our core muscles. Allow yourself to lean back slightly. Make sure your shoulders are nice and low. Push your shoulder blades back. Hands can be on the floor to start with. Breathe in as you lift the legs and then bring the arms straight out or even up if you wish. If this is too strong, you can hold the legs to help you. But try to hold this for either 1, 2 or 3 breaths. And then bring the feet back down, stretch them out, and I'm now going to turn to face the camera so you can see me. So we're going to take the feet as far apart as is comfortable. So if the pull is too much on the inner thighs, then just bring the feet closer together. Hands are flat on the floor, and you're going to gently walk the hands forward. So lean the body forward. Toes are still pointing up. Bring the head down. So you're bringing your chin towards your chest. You can either stay here for a few moments, or if you feel able, you can stretch the hands to the ankles or even around the toes. But remember, don't push yourself past 70%. and then breathe in to push yourself back up. Bring the soles of the feet together. So this is your cobbler pose, or Baddha Konasana in Sanskrit. Either hold the ankles, the tops of the feet, all around the toes, and just gently push the knees out, don't force them. If you can lean forward, then do so. I'm very restricted in leaning forward, but you may find it easier than me. So this just helps to open the hips. And then release and bring the body upright. Stretch the legs out, and we're going to come into a back bend now. So allow yourself to lie down with bent knees. Arms either side of the body, palms facing down. There's a gap between the knees. Breathe in as you bring the hips up off the mat and release. Breathe in and lift up. Hold for a breath, really pushing down on the parts of the body that are in contact with the mat, and release. And the third and final time. Breathe in and out. And then bring your right knee to your chest and give it a squeeze. Release. Bring your left knee to your chest, give it a squeeze and release. Take your arms out into a T shape either side of you. Bring the feet together now so there's no space between the knees, and allow the knees to fall first of all to the right. So we're not forcing them to the floor, we're just allowing them to fall. Bring them up and then fall to the left. So this is a nice gentle twist, bringing them up and then to the right. And you can include head movements if you wish in this. So when the knees fall to the left, the head turns to the right, and they both go to centre at the same time. And the breathing is breathing in to bring them back to centre, and breathing out to let them fall to the side. But don't worry too much, just make sure you are actually breathing. Quite important when we do any kind of exercise. Finishing with the knees on the left, we're going to bring the arms down, stretch the legs out, and then prepare yourself for Shavasana. Thank you for joining me in this yoga session. If you have any ideas on things I need to change or alter, then please let me know, because this is a very steep learning curve and I'm not afraid to learn. Remember, relaxation is just as important as the physical practice, so hopefully you're going to spend the next 10 minutes relaxing. Thank you. Namaste.